You know that feeling when you've poured months of your life into an SEO strategy? You're tweaking every single header, optimizing every keyword, only to open up ChatGPT or a Google AI overview and see your website completely ignored? Man, it is beyond frustrating. You know your content is great, but the algorithms just aren't picking it up as a primary source. Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to decode exactly why that happens and, more importantly, how to fix it by looking at the 2026 SEO playbook. Okay, let's dive into this. Why exactly is all your hard work not translating into visibility right now? The harsh truth is that a lot of businesses are confusing two concepts that sound almost identical, but they operate entirely differently. I'm talking about topical relevance and topical authority. They get name-dropped in the same breath constantly, but treating them like they're the exact same thing, that's exactly why your rankings are hitting a brick wall. Here's a quick look at our roadmap for today. We'll start with the 2026 SEO dilemma. Then we're unpacking topical relevance, followed by mastering topical authority. After that, we'll look at the AI search game changer, map out building your content cluster, and finally wrap up with measuring your SEO success. Let's get to it. Section 1, unpacking topical relevance, or as I like to call it, page-by-page precision. So, topical relevance is immediate. It's totally contextual. Search engines check this by looking at the words, phrases, and concepts on a single page, and then they compare them against the real intent behind a specific query. It answers one simple question: does this specific page satisfy this specific search? It doesn't care about your whole website at this stage, it only cares about the page the searcher actually lands on. Because of this, it's often the fastest lever you can pull to get a quick ranking win, even if you're working with a brand new domain. Let's bring this to life for a second. Think about the last time you panicked and frantically searched for, how to remove a wine stain from carpet. You were definitely not looking for the homepage of a massive general cleaning brand. You wanted a page that solved your one exact problem, right in that moment. If a page directly addresses fresh versus dried stains, mentions using club soda, and recommends enzyme cleaners, it feels perfectly complete for your needs. That feeling of completeness at the individual page level, that's relevance doing its job. Moving on to Section 2, Mastering Topical Authority, which is all about site-wide trust. Now, where relevance is super quick and narrow, topical authority is gradual, deliberate, and vast. It answers a much bigger question for the search engines. Does this entire domain deserve to be treated as a trusted source on this topic? Search engines and AI systems build this picture by looking at your site as an interconnected network. Do you cover multiple angles? Does a reader ever actually need to leave your site to get a fully complete answer? And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. Think about how you judge professional expertise in the real world, right? A single well-written blog post about tax deductions doesn't automatically make someone a trusted tax advisor. However, an entire library of work covering deductions, filing status, self-employment tax, audits, state-specific rules, and having it all logically connected and consistent, that is a trusted advisor. Authority is slow to build, and it is practically impossible to fake. Let's look at these two side by side. Notice the contrast in scope here. We're talking about a single page versus an entire cluster. Notice the time frame, achieved really quickly versus built gradually over months. If you're failing on relevance, the fix is usually just to rewrite the page. But if you're failing on authority, the fix is to publish a fully connected cluster of content. The absolute crucial takeaway here is that neither factor replaces the other. You can have a perfectly relevant page that just gets buried because your site lacks authority. Or, on the flip side, you can have massive site authority but lose to a smaller competitor because your specific page is poorly targeted. You absolutely need both to win. Which brings us to Section 3, the AI search game changer. Let's talk about why 2026 is so different. The reality of SEO in 2026 is fast and honestly pretty unforgiving. Google's AI overviews, ChatGPT, Perplexity, they all sit right between your content and your reader. Here's how they're operating under the hood. First, AI runs hidden follow-up subqueries behind the scenes to build a truly complete answer. Second, zero-click behavior, that's the new normal. Users are getting their answers right in the chat interface. And third, these AI systems heavily favor domains that can cite repeatedly to support multiple claims in a single conversational response. Let's look at a quick case study to see who actually wins in this AI-driven world. So, Site A writes one massive 3,000-word mega post on kitchen backsplash tile. It's incredibly relevant. But Site B creates a 50-page interconnected cluster covering every single aspect of kitchen renovations. We're talking lighting, grout, spacing, countertops, the whole shebang. When an AI needs to answer a complex, multi-part question from a user about remodeling a kitchen, it's going to pull from Site B. Site B can supply facts across the entire conversation, saving the AI an extra step. Site A's single page, no matter how great and relevant it is, just gets left in the dust when it comes to citations. Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds. This is building your content cluster, the playbook. All right, here are your exact steps for execution. Step 1, map the topic out completely before you write a single word. Don't skip this. Step 2, build a broad, central pillar page that gives an overview of the whole subject. Step 3, publish supporting pages that go incredibly deep into each specific subtopic. Now, Step 4 is absolutely critical. Ensure every single one of those new supporting pages maintains page-level relevance to a specific search intent. Having depth doesn't excuse a poorly targeted page. And finally, Step 5. Interlink everything logically back to the pillar, and make sure you refresh this content on a schedule so your authority doesn't go stale over time. And finally, Section 5, measuring your SEO success. Now, what's really interesting about these metrics is that standard analytics tools already give you everything you need, you just have to know where to look. To track relevance, you need to zoom in, look at keyword rankings, click-through rates, and featured snippets for one specific page. But to track authority, you've got to zoom out. Monitor how many keywords are ranking across the entire cluster, track your citations in AI search answers, and watch how quickly your whole cluster recovers after a core algorithm update. Reviewing these metrics side by side instantly reveals whether you just need to fix a single page's relevance or if you're dealing with a site-wide authority gap. So I'll leave you with this final provocative question. Is your website a one-hit wonder just hoping to get lucky on a single search? Or are you building a trusted, interconnected library that AI engines literally can't wait to cite? The strongest strategy in 2026 builds relevance into every individual page and then lets those pages accumulate into genuine, undeniable topical authority. If you're ready to make that shift, reach out to BlazeByte Media for our comprehensive content audit, and let's turn your site into the authority it deserves to be. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.